again with my girl Mello, and we're talking about what happens when the woman's income surpasses her man's income. And I guess Mel said something while we were on the break about married versus not married. And just to continue what we were saying, if you want to know what we were talking about, watch the first segment. We'd love for you to see it, share it, all that good stuff. Subscribe, click the subscribe button. I think there's a dynamic that's created when you overdo.
Yeah.
I think that whether the man wants to believe that he'll feel emasculated or not, I think that it happens. I think I think he feels a little bitched out. Excuse me. The one of our studio managers actually was joking, but not joking.
Yeah.
When we first started talking about this, and said, "Well, when he becomes the wife, did that mean he have to cook too?" And so I said, "Well, why are you saying that? Because he's not the money maker." And he said, "Yeah." Now I don't know if I believe, but I think that because the world feels that way.
Yeah, and that's what it is.
That if we didn't have those societal things that made us all feel that way, because like I said, maybe I feel that way too. That's why I told her no. Let him earn it, or let him figure it out.
Well, I think you were thinking about the bigger picture, that perhaps it could backfire, and you don't want that, because then that could ruin your relationship.
Yeah, and I think that first of all, no, he doesn't become the wife.
Right. That's ridiculous.
I believe that I don't know what will happen for me as I continue to. Excuse me, I've been in various different kind of relationships where I made more money, where I made less money, where we made the same money. But I do think that probably in my future, I will be the majority money maker, most definitely.
Right.
And so because of that, I wonder about that. I say, but for me, I say there's just certain basic things that I need to have. You need to respect me. But see, this is the thing though. Just because you're the money maker doesn't mean you got to take care of his ass.
Right.
Because just because I make more money than you doesn't mean that everything that you get's got to come from my pocket.
Right, exactly.
So my thing is, I don't care if I make more money, but I really want him to be self-sufficient.
Exactly. Because what if something happens, God forbid, you know what I mean? But what if something happened where it wasn't, not that you broke up, but let's say something happened. You lost your business or your job, or you died. I mean, anything. You know what I'm saying? He needs to be able to step up. He would have to be able to step up.
Well, I would leave him something. He would be
well,
okay.
Yeah, if you're talking about death, but I mean, seriously, what if something happened and it wasn't that serious? It wasn't death, but yet you lost your job, or you lost your business, or whatever your means of making, the amount of money that you've been making, and you need a minute to regroup so that you can get back on top. He would have to be able to somehow sustain the two of you.
I mean, and you hope that happened to me. So when the market crashed, and so you, and just because he hasn't doesn't mean he's gonna.
No, it doesn't.
You know what I'm saying? Just because he has the money doesn't mean he's gonna. I just think that before people get married to each other, they need to have these kind of conversations.
Some people need prenups. Period and bottom line.
I think that's true. I think I would do that, and I hate to do. I always said that I wouldn't, because it seemed like it's like condemning it to fail before it gets started.
Yeah.
But in the back in the day, I think maybe that was okay. But now stuff is so complicated. I mean, I kid you not. The other reason why I really wanted to talk about this is because I have so many people that I know where the women feel like there's such an imbalance, and it's crazy because they're with men who are very, macho, what you call alpha type dudes. But these alpha type dudes
aren't the biggest bread
are allowing these women to pay mostly all the bills. So this is the deal, and I got to keep it 100. I'm not gonna pay all the bills, and you gonna be walking around bossing me around telling me what to do and shit. We're not doing that.
That's never gonna happen.
But they think that. They think that. So there's an arrogance level. But now there can be a balance to it. You understand what I'm saying? But that's why I said these conversations, to me, you have to have. You have to sit down and say, okay, so what if you lose your job?
Right.
What if I lose my job?
Right.
What if you become ill? What if I become ill?
What happens?
You don't have to beat it to death, but you have to find out where that person is coming from.
Yeah.
Because I know a situation where the person lost their livelihood and just expected that the spouse was going to kick in and help. And she pretty much was like, psh, I hope you figure this shit out.
Yeah, see, that's not fair to me. I don't think that's fair. That's not fair. And that's not fair. That's just wrong. I mean, and the reason why I say that is because we entered into this situation together. We entered into this contract, right?
Yeah.
Keeping it real, we entered into this contract together. And, you know, we each had what we had when we came in here. And when we made this commitment to one another. And then if something happens, I should be able to expect you to help me.
But you can't.
And that's crazy.
I mean, you know why? But this plays into, and this goes deeper into something else. That's why you need to have these conversations, because what you come from and what I come from may be two totally different worlds. So in your household, you might have seen people do that, but in my household, we weren't commingling. I'm not saying that's real. I'm just saying in my house, maybe we weren't commingling monies. Maybe that's not how it went down. You know, one of our friends and business partners told us a story the other day. I think you were with me. I don't want to say who it is, but he told us a story about how when his stepfather and his mother, the mother was buying a house, and she got money from the stepfather to put down for the house. She had to pay him the money back, and he was living in the house. And these old school people, these like our parents' age.
You see, I don't get what. Aren't we both living here?
But he didn't care. He said rent, and I have girlfriends like that too, where their husbands have helped them pay off something or start businesses, and then they got to pay him back. Wow. See, my thing is, I'm not paying you back shit, especially if I'm paying all the bills, and then look, right, and then I got to pay you back, and then when we go our separate ways, you still gonna get half?
Yeah, nah.
Because you know I got another situation. Where he didn't pay hardly anything in the marriage towards their living expenses and stuff, because she always made hella more money. And now they're getting a divorce, and he wants half.
Oh, no.
He wants half, and he wants her to sell her house, so that he can pay her half, because he said he deserves it, because when they got married, she bought the house after they got married. And she bailed him out so many times it's not even funny. So I'm saying, you hear these stories, and when
they need to go before Judge Judy. She ain't gonna let that happen.
Well, I wish they would go before Judge Judy, because I'm telling you, that's the craziest ass situation.
She ain't gonna let that happen. She gonna say, "Nigga, you need to get your shit together." Excuse me.
Well, I mean, and I agree, but what she pointed out to me is, I've heard this when I used to do prepaid legal services. Legal sense and common sense are not the same.
No. Yeah.
What the law says, and she said that the judge don't even care nothing about all the money she's paid out all the years for tuition and bills and repairs. Judge don't care nothing about that. Because legally, the house ain't got nothing to do with that. She's still supposed to give him half. So she got to sell her house that she's had all this time and put all this money and time into, and give him half. I mean, and so this is a real serious topic. I know a lot of times we do a lot of hee ha ha, but this is real serious. You need to have conversations with each other, you guys, about how people feel. Real conversations, not surface stuff, but real conversations about how you feel and what you believe is fair. You know what I'm saying? In earnest, and how you think life is, and what you see your roles as men and as women.
Exactly.
Because that's the deal. Or in relationship, because it could be a gay relationship.
Exactly. Oh yeah, most definitely. And especially the usually the one who's the more feminine is the one who thinks well, you need to do X, Y, and Z because you quote unquote the boy. No, I'm not. See, I think that's whack. That's when I would no, I'm not. Get some lipstick and put it on. Shoot. Listen, those are my panties over there in the corner. Look at you, did it real. Girl, please. No, I am not. No, and I'm with that. Like, to me, that don't mean that. We on the same page. I don't need to take it. We just so happen we same sex and we like each other. Right. But that don't mean that I gotta assume all of that anyway. We gotta you guys please subscribe. She said that my panties over there in the corner. Subscribe, you guys. Click on the button. We'll be right back with more talking about what happens when the woman